Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous episode 149. I'm your host Rico, here with my co-host
Dane freaking Cody.
We get together once a week, talk about video games, TV, movies, and or whatever the hell we like. Usually start the show with some what you've been playing, get into some news and stuff, and of course our free-for-all section, some of our other sections have no content this week.
Word.
How was your weekend?
It's a good question. It must not have been that great because I don't really remember it. Oh yeah, I did adulting.
You did adulting hard?
Yeah, like hard, like taxes, adulting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not a whole lot of fun, to be honest with you.
We just took those in.
But I did get some games played, so that was nice.
Actually, yeah, I played a decent amount of video games.
Yeah.
We also went to Beauty and the Beast on ice.
Oh, I was like, dude, that movie came out a while ago. Like, you're getting things real slow over there on the island.
And I managed to watch that today as well.
Oh, that's cool. I bet that would actually be really fun. My wife and I have looked into going to the Disney on Ice stuff when they are in town, but they are insanely expensive and hard to get to.
Yeah, actually, our friend of ours' kids got sick. So don't worry, people, we'll get to video games in a minute. Got sick and gave us their passes, and it's not the Disney on Ice.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it was just some local group or Canadian group that does it. It is like the real Disney music and stuff. So,
right. Okay. That's cool.
You know, on that end, it's all fine and dandy. But, yeah, it was obviously like a smaller production. It wasn't crazy.
Right.
You know, they had costumes and the Beast was pretty done up and stuff. But, you know, it's not Disney.
Yeah.
Regardless, my daughter loved it. She loved it. All she wants now is Cutie and the Beast.
Cutie and the Beast.
Cutie and the Beast.
Very nice.
So that's why we were watching it. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was neat. It was fun. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did, and she freaking loved it. So now we're a Cutie and the Beast household, and my wife was looking at prices at Disney on Ice when they come to Vancouver later in the year.
Cha-ching!
Yeah. So we might be coming to that. But
if you guys decide to go, let me know, and maybe my wife and I'll come with you guys.
She's looking into it.
Yeah.
And I played a bunch of video games.
Sweet.
Which is pretty sweet. So
that's,
I guess we can get in...
relevant, seeing as this is supposed to be a video game podcast.
I guess we can get into what you've been playing.
Cool.
So you're talking about Nioh the last couple of weeks. Finally made me crack. And
rubbed off on you finally.
I popped it in.
Yeah.
That game's pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
It's neat in that it is a Dark Souls type-ish game, but I would say it plays quite a bit faster.
Yeah.
The combat is very in-depth.
Very in-depth.
I didn't realize, like, when you were saying, like, obviously, what is there, 5 or 6 different weapon types? Then within each of those weapon types, like you mentioned before, the 3 stances
completely changes the moves that you do with those weapons.
Yes.
Plus, so you can carry 2 weapons at the same time, so you can switch between them. So then there's situations where you might want something that's bigger and faster, or bigger and slower, or maybe you want something that's smaller and faster, or maybe you want something with longer reach. Like, it's very deep.
It's like 18 different movesets, essentially.
Yep. And then on top of that, there's the whole, like, needing to purify when you're fighting a yokai.
Yeah, the yokai are pretty scary.
Yeah. I don't know how far you got, but...
I beat the...
prologue?
The boss on the ship.
Oh, okay. So you finished essentially the prologue and the first mission then.
Yeah. So cool. I'm on the second mission. I like the key? Or is that, how do you say it? Key?
I think it's key.
It's K-I. It's basically your stamina.
Yeah, I thought it was K-A-I for some reason. I was pronouncing it as Kai. I don't know why. Anyways, I'm pretty sure it's key.
So, like any Souls type game, you've essentially got your health and your stamina meter, aka ki or kai, whatever. We're probably saying it wrong.
I'm pretty sure it's ki. Let's go with ki.
And as you attack, that meter goes down.
Yep.
If it depletes completely, it puts you in a state of vulnerability where you're kind of like frozen. You're just like,
you're stunned, right? Like that's the thing is you're like totally stunned. So like you take massive damage and you can't block because blocking takes ki. So yeah, you got to be careful that you don't use it all up. And even if you like are defending, as you defend attacks, it takes your ki or stamina, whatever you want to call it, down as well, which can put you into that vulnerable state. But there's a mechanic, and you mentioned it. As you do an attack combo, you have this blue aura that floats around you. And if you time it right, it creates a ki pulse or a chi pulse. Yeah.
Maybe that's how it's pronounced, chi?
Probably.
Yeah. You do a ki pulse. Chi. I'm going to say chi because ki sounds stupid.
Let's go with chi.
You got your chi. Get your chi in alignment.
Center your chi. We're going to have somebody tell us on Twitter that we're idiots.
And then basically you recover a bunch of your stamina.
Yeah.
Or chi, whatever the
And as you level up and you get better with your chi, your chi pulse will actually recover more. And like I said before, it becomes totally necessary when you're playing and you're fighting certain enemies later because they corrupt the ground, like they corrupt the area, and you don't regain your chi when you're fighting them. Yeah. And so you have to do those chi pulses to purify that area and get rid of those so that you can actually regain it. So like that boss fight on the ship, if you're not careful, you can really end up in a situation like that where he's like spawning stuff on the boat and it's a very small, tight area that you can very quickly get overwhelmed with not being able to recover your chi.
I'm looking. How do you pronounce ki? Is it ki or ki? Nioh subreddit.
And
it's kind of funny because every damn video nearly says it's different. It's literally the GIF versus GIF debate.
Oh boy.
Ki. It's ki. Kai would be pronounced Ki. Kai would be pronounced Ki. So it's ki. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's like ki. So ki. It's ki. So you do a ki pulse.
Yep.
Or where someone else says chi is a synonym of ki. Both words are roughly equivalent in meaning. The power or force a fighter uses to strengthen their attacks.
I wonder if one is Japanese and one is Chinese. Because I feel like it's the same. Like we're talking about the same thing. We're talking about centering your chi.
Yeah. No, I'm reading another one here. So, ki is just the Japanese word for kai, Qi, pronounced as
chi.
Is chi.
Yeah, because there's the chi chargers. Yeah.
K is pronounced like ch in Christopher. The fact that you removed the yeah.
All right. Chi. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Look at that. The more you know.
Oh, but then see, there's someone else here debating this, saying chi is Chinese, ki is Japanese. A K in Japanese is not pronounced like ch.
Right. That's kind of what I was saying. I'm pretty sure they're, because this is supposed to happen in Japan, so it makes sense that it would be ki.
Yeah, so someone else is saying that chi and ki are interchangeable because they're the same thing.
Right. We're talking about the same thing.
Two different languages.
Yeah.
So we'll go with ki pulse.
Sure.
So when you do this pulse, you get a bunch of your ki energy back, which is, in layman's terms, your stamina.
Yep.
So you can do a / combo, ki pulse, / combo, ki pulse. The problem is in the heat of battle, you sometimes forget to do your ki pulse.
Well, or here's the other thing. You can't do your ki pulse if you dodge right away. That's the other thing. There's a moment where when you do your ki pulse, there's a moment where you're essentially invulnerable, or you're vulnerable because you can't block and you can't dodge if you're doing it. And it's like,
Yes.
it's not long, but it is a moment. So like, there's been lots of battles. I'm on the third mission, and there is a mid-level boss that is a motherfucker. And you constantly have to keep moving with that boss. Constantly.
So it's hard to keep your key gauge up.
Yeah, I was having a really hard time. I would get in, I'd do like 2 slashes, and then I'd try to like roll. I had to roll away like right away, because as soon as you touch him, he does an attack that essentially like turns around and does an attack on you. So like your opening is tiny. So if you were to take that moment to do your key pulse, you're gonna get hit. So it's like that whole thing where you're like, okay, can I get away from him and back up far enough away to just allow my key to recharge naturally on its own, or not? And so you kind of have to gauge that about like where you are in battle and all of that kind of stuff, right? And then of course when you kill enemies, you have another gauge that charges up your guardian spirit that you can then use to unleash a guardian spirit attack, which is super helpful against bosses and hard enemies.
Turn your weapon into a living weapon.
Yeah.
Which does a buttload of damage as well.
Yeah, and if you don't get hit, you can really like wail on enemies.
I'm using, I don't remember what it's called, but I'm using the dog, which gives you that basically flame sword.
Yeah, that's the one that I started with as well. There was 3 you could choose from at the beginning.
Yeah, so the key system is very
spoiler alert.
It's very risk reward, because if you get in the rhythm of charging it and know your enemies, you can do a lot of damage. You can essentially keep attacking without having to stop.
Also, but you'll get, as you level up, as you get samurai points and as you get ninja points, those are other skill trees that you put skill points into.
Unlock different moves like counters and stuff.
Exactly. And actually some of your moves will allow you to do key pulses while blocking, or key pulses so that will allow you to use them a little more frequently while still being sort of in the fight, if you will.
Yeah, I really like it. I'm definitely enjoying it. As you play the game, obviously you're exploring multiple paths, intertwining segments of the map. Oh, you got to go this way to get up to this secret place and kick down this ladder and then open the shortcut so now you can get back to the shrine.
Totally. And of course, every time you pray at the shrine, it resets all the enemies.
Yeah. Except for the yokai, which is kind of nice, because the yokai are brutal.
Not all the yokai. As you'll notice, it's only the yokai that come out of
of a corrupted area.
Yeah, there's like every once in a while you'll see like an area and it'll have like this shimmery kind of like almost like a bubble that's happening, and when you get close to it, a yokai will come out of that. Like it's almost like a portal to another realm.
It's like a corruption on the ground, and then you'll get these big guys that come through.
Yeah, and as you go, luckily, when you kill those guys, even if you either die or if you like hit another save point and you save, it will respawn all the enemies except the enemies that come out of those, which is really nice because
those guys are brutal.
Yeah, but as you keep playing and as you get further along, those few guys that you see at the very beginning, those guys will just start to be wandering around as enemies, and
oh great.
Yep. So it's only if they're in like that corruption type situation that that they don't respawn.
Yeah, because those guys right now kind of feel almost like little mini bosses.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Some of the ones that come later are like motherfuckers. There's a couple of them that the big thing that I've had a hard time with for me is there's been a few situations where I have to fight them in very small areas. Like, did you fight the guy in the hut near, like, that was on the beach at the end of that, like at the end before you go on the ship to fight the final boss?
I living weaponed him right away.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I didn't, and like I must have fought that guy I don't know how many times because it's such a small space.
Yeah, and you can't open the door, you can't get out.
No, exactly.
And he's like one of the big he's got a big axe, or he's got a big weapon, and he's just got very wide swings.
Yeah. So
it's a cool game. I don't know how I ignored it for so long. I'm kind of choked because now that Far Cry's here, it's like, oh, well, now you've just been shelved.
Well, and not only that, Nino Kuni 2 just came out this week. Like, Far Cry's here, and like now we're kind of getting back into like, hey, there's going to be another kind of stream of games showing up.
War in 3 weeks now.
Yeah, exactly.
I really enjoyed the game. It has lots of cool systems. There's definitely a lot of depth to it. It's definitely like an evolution of the Souls type series, and the different settings kind of cool with the ninjas and samurais and stuff.
Yeah,
terrifying yokai.
I played some more on the weekend. It's like I said, there's the first time it had ever happened. I thought I was at the end of the third mission, bashed my head against the wall fighting this like giant friggin' boss, and then I finally killed him. I was like, yeah, right on, expecting it to be like mission over, and it was like, nope, it was just like a mid-level boss. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, oh. So anyways, I went a little bit further than that, and then I stopped. I was a little choked. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? There's like mid-level bosses like that?
It's all I was playing up until I got my copy of Far Cry. Basically. Yeah. Well, it's not all I was playing. That's a lie. I beat Castlevania Bloodlines the other day as well.
Very nice. That's cool.
It was all right.
Yeah.
I can see why they haven't made a sequel to that game.
Yeah.
Or a remake. It's a Castlevania game, but besides the music, it wasn't very memorable.
Oh, really? It's kind of like you're going through the motions. It's definitely a Castlevania.
The Dracula end boss was not very good. Some of the bosses are just straight up cheap and kind of crappy.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's not the worst Castlevania, but I can't remember which one would be the worst. So, well, that remake on PSP was pretty bad.
Yeah, I didn't play that one.
The Dracula X one that I played and beat the original version of,
right?
Rondo of Blood, the Dracula X Chronicles. That one was pretty bad. I didn't like this one because the controls weren't very good. Very stiff, and like there's two characters in this one. Neither of them are Belmonts.
Oh,
one
really?
of them has the vampire.
You don't play as a Belmont?
No, he's an American. I can't remember his name.
Weird.
He does have the vampire killer whip because it tells you what weapons they have in this menu selection. So he can swing the whip diagonally, but only when you're jumping. Just kind of weird. And then the other character has a spear, and he can attack up and on diagonals and down as well.
Oh, wow, okay.
But he doesn't need to jump. He can just attack in the different directions. So I don't know, the controls don't feel that great. Anyway, I beat it. I started it, and I'm like, I gotta beat it.
Fair enough.
It's only 6 stages, though the stages have multiple
routes
sections,
and paths,
right?
and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's multiple routes.
No, just so there were multiple sections
it's just
to
keep
find.
going sideways, up, down, left, right, fight a boss, next stage.
Fair enough.
But it's like the last stage is like stage 6-11. So
okay.
They're not the smallest of stages. So yeah. Anyway, I beat that.
Sweet.
And then I got my copy of Far Cry 5. Thank you very much, Ubisoft, for providing it. Let you know right off the top.
Lucky bastard.
I did not buy it. It was thankfully given to me, provided for my feedback on the show, which you're going to hear now. Far Cry 5 is out. I'm playing it on PC. I don't know how far I am. It's weird because the Uplay launcher says story progress 23. I don't know what that means. There's no percentage or nothing, so maybe that's how percentage.
Doesn't show you like a time played or anything.
I think I'm around 5 or 6 hours.
Okay.
So I haven't played tons.
Right.
Well, I played a decent amount, but I have played very little story content.
I've been fucking around with all the side shit.
I keep getting dragged out doing outposts and just random stuff. So, anyway, the game opens up. There's a whole cool intro setting up the premise, what's going on.
So what's going on?
Well, I don't know. Some people might not want to know. It might be spoilerific.
Well, I mean, no, not. I mean, obviously, anybody that hasn't been living under a rock, there's some cult stuff going on in
deputy
Montana, and you go over there to try and stop it.
Yeah,
and end up in a Far Cry game.
Is it Hope Falls? Is that what it is?
Sounds right.
Hope County, Hope Falls. Why can't I remember this? Because I'm having a brain fart right now. Anyway, U.S. Marshal comes to town. You're rookie deputy cop, and you guys are going to serve
an arrest warrant.
A warrant on. Is it Jacob? Is that the father?
Yeah.
Seed, who basically runs Eden's Gate, which is essentially a cult who have been prepping for the collapse. And basically everyone's kind of fanatical, hangs off every word he has to say.
Right.
And, it doesn't hurt that he has some kind of mind-altering drugs that have helped him build his little army.
Oh, lovely.
So he's / militia leader / religious cult leader. And things don't go as planned and go awry. And your friends are captured. And you, of course, magically get away. Otherwise, there would be no video game. And you are basically stuck because there's no way out. There's no communicating. Basically, their little cult army has the whole area on lockdown. They're looking for you, for starters, and basically have all the people either brainwashed or under attack or kidnapped.
Right.
And basically, you're just running into people and building your own little resistance to try and save your friends that were captured.
This is strangely on the nose. My wife and I just watched Manhunt Unabomber on Netflix, which is, of course, about the Unabomber, where they literally arrested him in a cabin in the middle of the woods in Montana.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. People have complained about the story kind of not going. I haven't seen enough of the story to really have any real. I thought the intro was fantastic. I've
heard the intro is awesome, but unfortunately the story kind of doesn't follow up that.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm clearly not far enough, but
yeah.
As a Far Cry game, so far it's fantastic. There's tons of stuff to do on the map. The progression is very organic.
Mm-hmm.
They change things. There's no experience. It's like a perk system.
Oh, okay.
In that you get perks for just doing stuff.
Right.
Naturally.
Kill 10 deer.
Yeah.
Get a perk.
Kill a bunch of deer. Kill a bunch of bear. Shoot 10 guys with arrows. Shoot guys with shotguns. It basically forces you to use every weapon.
Right.
And hunt every type of animal. Go fishing. Use different vehicle types. Use melee. Do different types of takedowns. And as you do the natural stuff that you do in the game, you earn perk points. And then you use the perk points to unlock the different skills or perks.
Right. Okay.
So literally, more health, the ability to carry more ammo, or a parachute, or grappling hook.
I'm a little bummed out, though. I've heard that they got rid of the system where you got to go kill a bear and get his pelt in order to
killing animals now.
All you get is money now. You could just sell the pelts for money?
Get money and you get perks. So there's still incentive in hunting the animals,
right? But it's not the same kind of thing.
It's not the same as in Far Cry where you had to go skin 3 sharks,
right?
Because you needed shark skin to make a wallet. which was a pain in the ass because you couldn't just freaking find them, right?
Right. I mean,
So
yeah.
that aspect of the hunting was kind of annoying because if you couldn't find them, you're just like, oh, I need this upgrade, but there's no goddamn.
I remember running around in circles trying to find a crane. I think it was in Far Cry 3.
That's kind of annoying. So they've kind of done away with that in that. Sure, go hunt for bears, and I don't know what the challenge is for bears specifically, but I'm sure there is one. But go hunt so many bears, and then it's like, boom, you got the perk points. Now you could just buy the more handgun ammo or the swim faster perk, whatever one you want. It's not essentially tied to one specific thing, like the wallet or the the weapon slot or whatever, right? Like it was in the last game. So it's kind of more intuitive. It's kind of weird because like the idea of the hunting specific animals for the upgrade is kind of cool. Mm-hmm. But if you really think about it, it doesn't execute as well.
No, I guess that's true.
If they don't spawn or you can't find them, like there are some perks in the past Far Cry 3 games where you would be stuck. It's like, I can't get this final upgrade because this goddamn one, I can't find this one damn silver-haired freaking cougar or whatever. Because remember, there were some more elusive,
they're like exotic / elusive animals.
So that
you
really
had to
held
find.
you back from getting some of the high-end perks in the past games, right?
That's true.
So that's true. So that's kind of gone. And then you can buy them in any manner, except for the ones, there's a few that require a couple prerequisites, like the health ones do. Like the wingsuit, you got to get the parachute before you can get the wingsuit. There's not many, but there are a few that you need to unlock.
Get the
first
prerequisite. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
So I
learn how to use a parachute before you can fall out of the sky.
I had the same reservation as you did at first. I'm like, oh man, that seems kind of not as cool because the hunting was neat. And it's like, no, I like this system better because I've been able to get exactly what I want immediately and prioritize them. And just by playing the game naturally, not unnaturally having to do weird stuff that I wouldn't necessarily do just to get the perk.
Right.
I'm getting the perks just playing the game.
No, that's fair.
And experimenting by just changing my loadouts.
Right. Yeah.
There's fishing mechanic they've added in. Which
I know.
Basically just earns you money, earns you perks. So
did me some fishing at PAX, my friend.
Yeah.
Was not good at it, but I did it.
Our buddy Jason won he got the biggest catch there. He won a cup from their little contest they're having there. He was pretty proud of that.
Bastard.
And there's no tower climbing like the past Far Cries.
I'm okay with that.
They make a joke about it. The one guy who like helps you out is like, he makes you go up a radio tower, but he's like, oh, I won't have you doing this again.
That's awesome.
But basically, you unlock stuff on the map by talking to people. So
interesting.
You'll rescue some people that are being like attacked on the side of the road by the cult members.
Right.
And they're like, oh man, you saved my life. And then sometimes they'll have an icon above their head. And if they do, they usually reward you with some information on a location of a gun for hire that you can unlock. Or a prepper stash, which will have like potential good weapons or lots of money and perk points.
Sweet.
And or multiple other things you can do, or they'll tell you where shrines are or an outpost. And then it basically clears there's essentially like a fog of war on the map. But as you talk to people and learn where stuff is and they tell you, stuff will start popping up on your map. And you'll even find maps like in outposts and other places, which will uncover parts of the map, and then you'll see, oh, there's a place over there. And the cool thing is it kind of seems like all the little places. I did a main mission to unlock a character, and across the street there was a farm, and it had like, I hadn't been there, and it had a little waypoint marker on it on the map. Didn't specifically have a waypoint on it, but I'm like, it was a point of interest that it was a named place, so I decided to go there. Of course, I get there. There's a family's barn or home set on fire. They're under siege. They killed the one person. The other people are like held at gunpoint, and basically you free them. And there was some money and resources in their home, but they told me about, that you should go here. There's a bunch of weapons our father stashed, or whatever.
That's
I
sweet.
can't remember specifically what they said, but it was like a prepper stash, and those prepper stashes are kind of like mini. I call them tombs, but they're almost like you got to figure out how to get into them.
Oh, so kind of like in Tomb Raider when they had those like tombs that they were a similar thing.
Yeah, you don't exactly just walk into them and there's all the stuff. Like the very first one in the early game that they introduce you to,
right.
it's flooded.
Okay.
So you have to go find the power to turn the power back on, and then turn on the pump and like get all the water out. And it's kind of like a little mini puzzle. Whereas there was another one where you had to navigate through some barn and climb a bunch of stuff, and there was only one way to get there.
Right.
And then when you get to the top, there was a bunch of perk points, a shitload of cash, and a gun you potentially didn't have.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So when you're going back to the fog of war for a second, is that something that you like? Do you clear that out when you walk around as well, though? Or is it just sort of when you talk to people and whatnot?
I believe it clears out as you uncover those areas, kind of just to say you've been there.
Right.
But when you actually talk to people, it populates the map with points of interest.
Okay.
You can stumble. I think you can just naturally stumble onto them, but the more rewarding ones you get through helping people and actually talking to people.
Right.
And you can essentially almost talk to everyone, and not everyone has something to add or point you out to, but a lot of them do. They're like, oh yeah, this person's in trouble here, you should go help them out. And then it'll be like bloop, and then there'll be something on the map that pops up, right?
Right.
It's really cool. It's much more natural than just going and climbing a stupid tower and then going in circles like, oh, I got to clear all this stuff off. It's just more of a natural upgrade to like, oh, I'm here, I fought all these guys, I saved these people, oh, they pointed me to this direction, I go there, do something there, oh, there's some other, you're kind of like just going from A to B to C to D, and I don't know, I really like the gameplay loop in it. I think they've done a really good job with it.
Yeah.
The guns feel great.
That's good. That's good.
You start out with 2 weapon slots, and obviously you can unlock up to 4.
Yeah.
Each area belongs to a different one of the seed family. And basically, before you can take on the father, you have to take out his family members.
Right.
And then, I guess, a 4th area opens up, or his compound opens up.
It sounds like a light version of like the Ghost Recon Wildlands type of thing.
Yeah, it kind of is, yeah.
Like very light. But it was kind of the similar idea, right? Where there's like the head of the cartel and you have to kill like all the different lieutenants and stuff to get to him.
You get money in this.
Right.
You can go to gun shop, buy guns. When you buy a gun, you permanently unlock it, and then you can always just change your loadout at any gun shop. There's
Do you have to go to a gun shop to change your loadout?
No, you can talk to certain people. Sometimes there'll be like hunters in the world and just specific people you can talk to.
Oh, okay.
They're the places where you can change your guns they're all over the map, so it's not that difficult. You could just fast travel to any if you needed to.
Right.
You can't just change it in the middle of nowhere though, right?
Oh, okay.
So there's
how many guns can you carry?
Aren't you listening? I said you can carry up to 4. But you only start with 2.
Okay, so you have to unlock the other 2.
Yeah,
through perks, I assume, or
1's a handgun slot, and then 3 technically are anything else. So you can have rocket launcher, flamethrower, sniper rifle, whatever combination but you only start with 2 slots, and you got to unlock the other 2 with perks. So I've unlocked the 3rd slot. The 4th you can't unlock until you've taken down the first lieutenant or family member. And I haven't done that yet because I've just been screwing around. When you're the way it works in each area, there's like a resistance level. So as you destroy cult possessions, take over outposts, blow up their gas trucks, free hostages, the resistance level to that area goes up. And as it goes up, there'll be more patrols. There'll be stronger enemies in those patrols. There'll be helicopters and planes that are patrolling, looking for you. So it progressively gets a little tougher in each area.
I've seen some pretty hilarious videos of the like plane stuff going awry. Let's just say in these early days of the game so far.
Yeah, there's a couple bugs. Me and Teacup were playing, and he got stuck in a wall, which is kind of funny.
Have you been playing co-op quite a bit, or because this is like the first Far Cry game you can kind of play through?
Yeah,
co-op.
The majority of it we've been playing co-op. The only stuff I've been doing single player has just been like just roaming around and like exploring and not really doing any story stuff.
Right.
But
So,
yeah, the thing that
I've
sucks
heard-
about the
Yeah, go ahead. I think we're probably going to say the same
co-op
thing.
is that if we're playing my game, I'm the only one who's getting progress.
What?
The second player
Aw.
the second player only earns perks and currency.
That sucks. So in other words, like if you're thinking like, oh man, I'm going to play this through with you, and you and one person played through on, say, your game, like if you and I were playing and we were playing it, I could essentially play the whole game with you for all intents and purposes, beat the game, and then I would load up my game and I would essentially have nothing done besides perks and money.
Yep.
That sucks.
It is kind of weird. I
feel like that's a
understand.
huge oversight. Like I'm crossing my fingers. I hope that that's something that they can like fix.
It seems
but I
weird.
Don't
it
know
seems weird, definitely,
can.
because I know the problem when you play a game co-op is that, well, I'm on this mission and you haven't unlocked the stuff to get up to that point, so we can't play in my game, so I have to play in your game.
Right.
But it's, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like the concession you usually have in these types of games. So I don't understand why they just don't do that. It's like, okay, well, whoever's farther, just join the guy who's behind them. Eventually they'll catch up. And then they'll start checking off your tick boxes of what you've completed when they catch up to the point you are in the story, right?
Totally. Yeah, absolutely.
It's weird. I don't know.
It's just, and it's also weird too, because like, look at Ghost Recon Wildlands. Like, there is a giant open world game that if you jump into my game and we go knock some stuff off, that's done in both of our games.
Yeah.
Like if neither one of us had done it, it's like, it's not like you have to go back into your game because you joined mine to go do it all over again because we already did it.
It
Like,
really
it's
doesn't
weird,
make sense.
It's a weird thing that they wouldn't have.
I don't know if it's
like,
something.
sorted.
I don't know if it's something to do with the systems or the engine, or just maybe it was just time. I don't know. Maybe they'll fix it, but that is the only downside of the co-op. But we've been having a lot of fun. So, as a Far Cry 5 game or a Far Cry game, I think it's pretty fantastic. I am a huge Far Cry fan, so I'm pretty biased. But the shooting's on point. I do like some of the changes. Like I said, it feels much more natural.
Right.
You're progressing by just playing the game, not having to go out of the gameplay loop and do weird behaviors to progress and unlock stuff, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You just get rewarded for just playing the game. I'm getting perk points at a steady pace. Like, the only problem I have now is like, okay, well, I've gotten all the perk points with these weapons, and it's like, but I really like these weapons, but I got to get out of my comfort zone and switch to different ones, right?
Yeah.
There's tons of customization on the weapons, like I was saying. There's skins, sights, extended mags, silencers, and so forth.
That's cool.
There's some really cool looking guns. There's tons of vehicles you can unlock. Now, you can buy everything with the money you earn from killing guys, finding it in safes, completing missions, or you can even earn them from missions and or find stuff in the world. Okay. I think if you find a gun, you unlock it as opposed to having to buy it, but you can essentially buy any gun you want right from the get-go. So if you want the 50 caliber sniper rifle, if you have enough money, you
just buy it.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of nice.
There is like a in-game currency that you can buy, which is kind of like if you want to just unlock everything, you can buy, they have silver bars.
Okay.
You can also earn silver bars in the real world. They seem to be in outposts and safes. When you're playing co-op, your friend cannot earn silver bars from any safes you open. We figured out. So when I open a safe, he can't get the silver bar, so he has to do it, I guess, in his game. So that's kind of how they control that economy from, I guess, otherwise you can kind of double up, I guess.
That, or you could like join your buddy's game and steal all of his silver bars.
You don't have to buy that stuff because you just get money and buy the guns. It just, if you want it instantly and you've got money burning a hole in your pocket, you could buy silver bars and then buy the crazy gun or the car or whatever right off the bat with no effort, right? Which, I don't know. To me, that kind of defeats the purpose. Just feels better when you earn it. And it's not like a brutal grind. I can get up to $10,000 quite quickly, which at this point it seems like I can buy any gun and buy all the perks for it and still have money left over.
Okay.
I like I said, I'm really enjoying the game. I can't speak to the story so much as to how it wraps up or falls apart. It's the intro, it starts out strong.
Yeah.
There's some neat stuff that happens, and I'm enjoying it. So I guess we'll see what happens in the long run if it just starts to fall flat. Then again, I'm not. If it does, I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. The game is solid. The Far Cry loop is there, and I'm really enjoying it. And the setting's really cool.
It sounds like you're enjoying it, and that's the main thing.
Yeah,
so
I'm not, the story could have had some really cool messaging and whatnot. And I guess, like you said, I've been word around the campfire as it kind of falls flat or just doesn't deliver on what they built up, which is, you know what, that's fine. But the game is still really good.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, that's the thing that I've heard is if you're, from what I'm hearing, it's the main question is have you played Far Cry before? And if the answer is yes, do you like Far Cry? If that answer is also yes, then the answer to that is usually, okay, you'll probably really like this then.
Yeah. If you don't like Far Cry, you probably won't like this. And if you're looking for this heavy-handed message on American society and what's going on in their culture climate right now, I think it's going to leave you wanting. And that's, I guess, where people are kind of disappointed, because from the get-go, it looks like it could have some really cool stuff to say. Again, I don't
part of it too, though, as well, is we kind of have to go look back at the messaging that they started with when they were pushing this initially. They were pushing pretty hard on all of that messaging, and it sounds like they went and kind of did a bit of a full circle and went whoa, well, we were pushing all really hard on this messaging and this and that, but then we realized, hey, we're making a Far Cry game, and let's jump out of airplanes and have bears for pets. You know what I mean? They, I don't know,
grenade launch guys and pick up pets and watch them go flying. Exactly.
Which is I don't necessarily know if it's neither here nor there. I mean, some people are going to be upset about it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'll clearly have more to say next week, but right now I'm really liking it.
No, it's cool, man.
And I played some Nier Automata as well, but of course that's now on the back burner. And I don't have a lot to say because I literally played maybe half an hour, an hour.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Whereas Nioh, I think I played 6 or 7 hours of Nioh.
I've played multiple hours of Nier, and I still don't know what the fuck to think about that game.
I know I like it, but
I don't. Yeah. Well, anyways, conversation for another day.
Yeah.
I'm still not really sure if I like it. It's weird.
I know we tried to play some of Bravo Team on the weekend. You've got it on the list here for what you played.
Yeah, I played a few hours of it.
Bravo Team PSVR shooter.
Yeah, thanks to our good friends over at PlayStation for the code. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, we were provided copies by Sony on this, so full disclosure.
Apologize to them for not having a chance to sort of get into it sooner than last weekend. And yeah, I tried to get Rick there to come play with me, but
we were busy.
I gotta go take my dog, and then I just never heard back.
Yeah.
Just ghosted on me, motherfucker.
We were walking the dog, and then we ended up doing some other stuff, and we just didn't come home. And okay.
Yeah, I figured that was something like that had happened. You
were just sitting in the menu waiting.
Yeah, just sit with my headset on, looking around.
Why hasn't he joined my game yet?
So sad. So you can play that game, obviously single player with a co-op, with an AI co-op partner, or you can play it over the internet with a co-op stranger, or you can obviously play it with friends. Seeing as my friend didn't want to play with me, I wasn't willing to risk it with some rando on the internet.
That would have been awesome. You totally should have.
I still might.
Science.
We'll see how it all goes. But so I was playing just with an AI companion. There's a little bit of story stuff that happens, but it's more or less you and I played sort of the demo at PAX. That's kind of the first half of the first area, I would say. Or yeah, probably about the first half or first quarter of the first level. For anybody that's sort of trying to figure out what the hell's Bravo team. It's the best way that I could kind of describe it is like a light gun game done well with VR. Like, it's kind of that classic, Time Crisis or like Police Academy. Well, not really Police Academy, but like Time Crisis type game where you move forward, you duck behind cover, you pop up from cover, you shoot guys, you duck back behind cover, reload. You can swap weapons. You start off with like an assault rifle and a pistol. Your pistol's silenced. And because it's in VR, you're using, well, in my case at least, I don't even know if you can play it without the gun add-on. I don't know what they're calling it, the sharpshooter. I'm playing it with the sharpshooter because I got that with Farpoint for Christmas.
It's the PSVR aim controller.
Oh, okay. There you go. So I've been playing it with that, which is got the whole, it feels like you're holding a gun, so it feels really good. I'm really liking it, actually. It's so immersive, and it feels really solid every time you fire, and you get that feedback in the thing. It makes pistol shots really hard, though, because you actually have to aim down the sights, and you actually have to line that shit up. It's so suddenly, like, shooting a pistol in a game is not easy at all. But it's fun. Like, it's a lot of fun. You can kind of choose where you're gonna. It's not fully on rails like a Time Crisis game where after a certain amount it just automatically moves you to the next sort of set of cover. This one, like, you can choose. There's the game kind of starts off, you're on like a bridge, and there's like the cars that everybody kind of ran away, and there's like all these cars and stuff that are left on the bridge, and you're trying to move forward down the bridge, so you're like running behind a car and you'll like duck behind it, or open the door and like you'll sit behind the door and the car, kind of a thing like that, or behind a truck or whatever. And you're kind of moving forward as you go across the bridge, and that's kind of like the game. Like, essentially, from what I've seen, there hasn't been it sounds simple and straightforward, and like it is, but it's a lot of fun, and like it's a way that VR works where it's super immersive. You feel like you're right there. Having the aim controller in your hand feels really good. You have to like aim, if you pull the gun up, you actually kind of aim down the sight, and you can see the sights and stuff in the game. You can actually blind fire if you want. Like, you can just like stick the aim controller up and just, fire if you're sitting behind cover. You can lean back like side to side. So if you're like, there's situations where you'll run up behind a truck or behind a wall or whatever, and you don't have a great angle on the one person that's shooting at you, so you can kind of like peek around the wall and try and shoot them. So like all that stuff works so well because of the VR. And obviously being able to look around, and it feels like you're there in a really good way. It's like if you liked those light gun shooting games when you're, now I want to say when you were growing up, but I realize that not everybody is as old as we are anymore, and they probably didn't grow up with playing those.
Kind of went the way of the dodo with flat screens, so some kids don't even have a clue what the NES Zapper is like.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a lot of fun. Like, I really, really like it. I feel like it's an awesome game because the way that you move and stuff in that game, it's not going to make anybody sick. Like, I feel like I could give this to my wife. She could have a lot of fun shooting idiots and bad guys and whatever. It's not like super difficult. You can die and stuff like that. There's like different difficulty levels. But like, I could put her in there on the easy difficulty. She could shoot stuff. She could have a lot of fun, and I know it's not going to make her sick because the way the movement works, your brain isn't going to tell you like, okay, we should get sick now because we're moving, but we're not moving. You know what I mean? Like, it does a good job of doing that stuff. So I feel like it's a great game to have in your arsenal as a VR owner. I think it's a really, like, it looks good. It plays really nice. Obviously, I haven't like beat it yet, so I don't know how long it is overall. I know that I played it for like an hour and a half, I think it was. And I've beat the first few stages. I do know that there is a time attack mode that you can like play as well, where obviously the idea is to try and get through the levels as quickly as possible. I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know if it's kind of the arcade style where there's a timer that runs down and like as you kill guys, you gain more time. And the idea is to try and get as far as you can that way, or if it's just a thing where it's like points, and the whole idea is to try and like get as many points and finish the levels as quickly as possible. So I'll have to honestly like mess around with some of that stuff and see, because I don't know what that looks like. I do know that there has to be at least one or two other weapons that you pick up in the game as well, because I do notice that there is an achievement for killing some people with a sniper rifle. So I do know at some point you must pick up a sniper rifle in the game. Like I said, like currently you got your pistol and your assault rifle. There's some mild like stealth mechanics where you can try and stealth up behind a guy and try and like take him out that way. I managed to stealth kill one guy, and every other time I've tried to go into a stealth part of the game, it always ends up with like guns blazing in a blaze of glory. But no, all in all, I'm really impressed with it. I really enjoy it. I don't know what that game retails for, because it was provided to me. I don't imagine that it's like a $60 game or a $70 game in Canada.
I want to say it's like $40.
But yeah, I think it's a great game to have on your man. Clearly can't friggin' type today. I feel like it'd be. Yeah, I was just looking to see, because like obviously if it's a $60 game, then maybe not an awesome game to just have in your collection. You know, it's definitely not as cheap as I actually thought it would be. To be fair,
$49.99 Canadian. So I guess I'd assume $39 American. Right,
and they're also doing it obviously as with the aim controller bundle, so you can buy it if you don't have the aim controller.
How did it? We played it at PAX, and I played it at E3, and I didn't mind it the two times I played it.
Yep.
I found at PAX it wigged out quite a bit, but that could have just been the environment, because there's so many LEDs and lights and weird shit going on in that convention.
I definitely didn't have it wig out on me pretty much at all. Like I never really had a situation where I was like, what the hell's going on here? Like, it pretty much was fairly flawless. The way like I was playing was the way I play pretty much all my VR games, unless I need to be standing, is I roll my office chair out in my like living room where my like PSVR and everything is, and I just swivel my TV because I've got it on like a swivel mount, and so it's nice because I can just angle the TV over. And I've got like kind of an empty area where I'm not going to hit anything. So I was playing it seated, which is great because like you spend so much of the game crouching anyways. You could totally play it standing up, and you could crouch and stand up and crouch and stand up. But there is a crouch button or a stand up button on the controller, so you just hit the button and you stand up. So like for me, I was playing it seated, and I was just sitting, and like I'm just swiveling side to side in my chair. And it worked really well. Obviously, you know, your setup, whatever it is, may vary. So I don't know. But for me, I definitely didn't really, you know, I mean, obviously as a VR title, you can kind of mess it up if you want. Like you can, you know, kind of move yourself into a weird spot and, oh, look, I'm clipping into, you know what I mean? But as soon as you move back out of it, it's back to normal again, right? So. No,
yeah.
But I was impressed. Like it was pretty.
I wanted to play.
Yeah,
shit happened.
I look forward to trying it out with like you, or because like I do know obviously there's voice chat in the game. Because like when we were playing it at PAX, we were both sitting there talking to each other. Mm-hmm. So I think like that would really add to it a lot, because obviously playing with the AI, he'll yell some shit, but it really doesn't mean much. You just do your thing, and he kind of follows along. You can mildly control him, tell him or her to you know, move up or get back or help, or you can kind of do stuff like that. But like, if you had two guys, it would definitely, or girls, whatever. If you had two people, you could. It's definitely nice because you can say like, okay, I'm gonna go left. Why don't you go right? And like, oh, those guys are flanking us. Like, do you want to take that side and all? You know, so you can kind of strategize a bit, which I feel like this game would like work really well for that stuff. Because like I said, like you and I, we were doing that at PAX and it was a lot of fun. So I think it would actually add like quite a bit to that experience. So yeah, there you go. That's kind of my initial thoughts on Bravo Team so far. Cool. I'll probably definitely play through the campaign and beat it. Like I said, I don't know how long it is, but yeah.
See if I can pull myself away from Far Cry and join you.
Yeah, there you go.
With that, I say we can move on to some news and stuff.
Yeah.
Starting with our cross-platform, also PC section. Teens and teachers say Fortnite Mobile is destroying some schools. Obviously, if you've been here or have been paying any attention to the internet lately, you are aware of the juggernaut that is Fortnite.
What's this Fortnite game you're talking about?
It came out on iOS recently, and apparently little boys and girls can't do nothing but play Fortnite on their phones, to the point that it's getting kids' phones taken from them during class. It's just really bad. Wi-Fi's in schools are getting killed. All kinds of bad behavior. It's the only thing they can do.
Right.
It's just speaks to the phenomenon of this game. It's crazy. My niece, she's 13. Yeah, 13, I think.
Okay.
Maybe 14. I can't remember. She has an iPhone, and she actually has Fortnite, and she let me play it. I will say it is impressive, maybe even more so than the PUBG port.
Really?
In that, obviously, the Fortnite cartoony graphics kind of downsampled, just, I think, look even better.
Yeah, it's a little bit like trying to play things on like a Wii U or whatever, right? Like, you don't quite have the horsepower, but it works really well.
It's a better shrinkage of the full game. It really looks pretty fantastic. Yeah. It plays great. And I asked her, I'm like, so what's it like in your school? She's like, yeah, it's the only thing anyone is doing.
So essentially everybody's playing this.
Yeah, so it's like a big deal right now. So much to the point that schools are basically disabling their Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I heard they're like having to shut off ports and stuff like that.
Because they have Wi-Fi in schools nowadays, because a lot of kids have their smartphones or laptops or like doing projects or whatever, right? Kind of much more connected than in our day, like Wi-Fi and smartphones didn't exist, so it's not like everyone had a computer in their pocket, right?
Right.
So, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I've heard they've had to like shut off ports and things like that to like
I would be guilty
out.
I would be guilty as charged. Like, if I was in school right now, that would absolutely be the only thing I'd be doing right now. And it's not just Fortnite. It's actually PUBG Mobile as well.
Right.
Remember Ninja and Drake?
Yeah.
And they're, like, pretty impressive 600,000 people.
Yeah.
Spanish streamer El Rubius got together 99 other YouTubers to play Fortnite. I don't know how you do that. Can you make a custom game where you invite everyone into it? I
have no idea.
Anyway, he had 1.1 million people watching him play Fortnite.
I do want to preface this that this was on YouTube Live.
On YouTube, and he also has 20 million subscribers on YouTube, apparently, this guy.
28 million.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. Not that like doesn't make this any like less impressive. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is crazy. It's insane.
Yeah.
Streaming for real, man.
So Ryan Watt, head of YouTube Gaming, tweeted out official stats for his stream, adding that Fortnite now holds an even more impressive record. How big is Fortnite on YouTube? Fortnite holds the record for the most videos related to a video game uploaded in a single month ever. Yesterday, the Battle Royale tournament had over 42 million live views.
Wow.
And set a record for biggest single live gaming stream at 1.1 million concurrent.
The game hasn't even been out a year yet. That's crazy.
It's like massive. Yeah.
Man, I need to get some of that streaming money. This is bullshit. What am I doing? I'm doing something wrong with my life.
Yeah, we were born
really good at video
bit too late is part of the problem.
I got to get really good, and I got to start streaming. No problem. Start tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll do like a Rocky montage. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. All of a sudden, it's just me and a mouse frantically playing esports games.
Yeah.
I don't think it works like that.
No, I don't think so.
Obviously, PUBG has just had a new patch recently with, added pressure from the success of Fortnite. It has added weapon skins, another source of monetization for PUBG, because they weren't making enough money as is. As a celebration, as part of this update, they've also released a 1-year anniversary skin that they are giving away for free.
If you log in now, from now until May 1st, if you log in, you get your free weapon skin.
I haven't launched PUBG in a while on my PC. I should try that.
Look at that. Scar skin. Look.
Destiny 2 had a big update. They call it the Go Fast update. Basically, they've buffed all the weapons. Changed some movement speed, really dialed things up to make the game move a little quicker and feel a little funner. Instead of nerfing powerful weapons, they've basically just brought everything up to match those weapons in PvE. They've added other stuff as well. I have completely stopped playing Destiny altogether.
Yeah. Reading the story from IGN, the update will see damage increases for all weapons across the board, with submachine guns receiving a 10% boost and linear fusion rifles receiving a 50% boost. Pulse rifles, scout rifles, sidearms, and hand cannons will receive 15% boosts, and shotguns will receive a 35% damage boost. Super regeneration rates have been increased, and the movement speed of melee supers. Wow. Okay.
I believe they have strike-specific loot now as well.
So
I don't
weird.
know. I'm so out of touch with Destiny right now.
What
I'll
is
go
even
back.
happening with Destiny right now?
I think it's just they're just trying to get people back. I think it's just been like a mass exodus. I did log in the other day to see if our clan had done any of the clan milestones for the week, and there was no one logged in. I've always been able to go on, and there's been at least a couple of people on. There was nobody. Okay. There's not enough to do. People burn through the content, and obviously I'll go back in May and I'll play the new one. So who am I kidding?
Oh yeah,
it's Destiny. I had my time with the game. It's unfortunate. I was hoping to have more, but that's okay because then I get to play other stuff.
Well, I mean, we're, like you said, is it May when they're releasing the next update?
Yeah.
The new
May,
deal,
apparently.
the next DLC pack?
Yeah. So I guess next month we'll start hearing about it.
Now, is that the last? Because when you bought
that's the
collector's
last.
edition,
That's the last one. There was just 2, and then I guess it'll be a major
one in the fall.
Rumor is September will be a major expansion again.
Right, sort of like Taken King was for the original Destiny.
Exactly.
Huh.
And I apologize, this story's out of order because I should have talked about it when we were talking about PUBG, but back to PUBG again. The mobile game, remember when I was really good at it and getting lots of kills?
Yep.
I haven't played it in a couple days, but apparently right now it is being dominated by people who are using mouse and keyboard on the mobile Android version. So they're using emulators
on their PC
or Bluetooth keyboard and mice.
I guess
they figured out how to,
Yep.
Anyway, apparently if you've got a mouse and keyboard playing the mobile version, you're like God.
I imagine.
And then some people are kind of upset. Basically, saying that it's kind of like cheating.
Yeah, well, in a way it is, though, like with that situation the way it is. Like, if you're... Man, having that kind of an advantage is crazy.
I'm just looking at this video. Apparently you can just use a mouse and keyboard on...
Yeah, with BlueStacks.
No, it's but just I'm looking at another video that in this story, in Fortnite Battle Royale on PS4, you can just plug a keyboard and mouse in natively. Oh man, I think I need to start playing Fortnite on PS4.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's awesome, is what that is.
That is awesome. Oh my god, that must be so easy. That's scary. Oh, I'm gonna have to try that. I'm an asshole. Yeah, because I tried using a controller with PUBG Mobile, but like I said last week, that the sticks, it took the input from the sticks, but none of the buttons would work, and I couldn't map the buttons. Yeah. I don't know if there's maybe another app, because I figured, hey, if I could use my Bluetooth controller, I would wreck people, and that was like the first thing you said too. It's like, oh, you're playing with a controller, right?
Yeah, I mean, but if you can play with keyboard and mouse, I mean...
Whatever. I don't know. People are kind of bent out of shape saying that it's cheating. It's like, I don't know. I mean, neither here nor there. If you're using a keyboard, you should be filed. It should be able to detect and put you in games with other people with keyboard and mouse, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That is what it is.
Yeah.
It's a video game. People are going to get bent out of shape over it.
Yeah, regardless of whether there's keyboard and mouse or not.
Yep.
Lego The Incredibles is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC later this year.
So this is essentially Lego Marvel superheroes, but with The Incredibles?
Well, yeah. No, there's no Marvel. It's just strict.
I know. I was just meaning like it's very much the...
Same formula.
Yeah.
The new
classic
movie based
Lego.
on the new movie and the old movie as well.
Yeah, apparently this comes out the same day as the new movie does. So
July 13th.
Right. So...
Yeah,
that's cool.
I think it was rumored, but we didn't talk about it last week. I saw leaks about it, and I just didn't bring it up because it wasn't official. So, but yeah, another Lego game. I don't play those, but my brother plays the heck out of those with his kids. So they're awesome family games.
We get it a month earlier, June 15th.
Oh yeah, screw everyone else.
It's the UK that gets
was it the
a month
UK
later.
date I read? Yeah. My bad.
Yeah. So,
moving on to Nintendo news. Smash Brothers is going to be playable for Switch. Is going to be playable at E3.
Is this really news? I feel like when they announced this and said it was coming out in 2018,
well, they didn't say anything. They just said it was coming out this year.
Right.
It seemed pretty obvious that it would be playable at E3, but they've gotten confirmation now.
Fair enough.
So yeah, if you want to play Smash, get your ass to E3. This next story, Hori is making Switch Joy-Con with a D-pad. That's kind of cool. So third-party Joy-Cons. And
I don't see why not. They're just Bluetooth.
Yeah, because the other the Nintendo ones don't have D-pads. They just have the little arrow keys up, down, left, and right, which are terrible for like playing platformers like Celeste. Because everyone was complaining about the controllers or the control.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like, for such a game that requires like precise movement, it's like it was kind of lacking. Anyway, I have to check those out.
It's pretty interesting, though. I do want to mention it does come with some fairly large caveats. So I'm just reading this Eurogamer article, and they're saying that the Joy-Con placement doesn't, for instance, feature an accelerometer or gyro sensor, nor does it include a wireless connection, meaning that it can only be used while attached to the Switch in portable mode and not in tabletop or docked mode. Additionally, there's no SL or SR button support, no sync, and no player LED. So it's literally all you get is
the D-pad
functionality.
And all the other buttons work too, but it doesn't work as a single disconnected Joy-Con.
No.
Okay.
The other question that I have with that too is I don't know. I've never really touched the Hori hardware stuff.
They make decent
like,
stuff.
Yeah, that's good because like that's my big thing is like if this
they make good accessories, but
most of the time when I touch third party accessories, they suck. Like I
didn't read far enough to not know all the stuff that didn't work, so
that's why I'm here.
This is not so exciting now. I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh wait, that's
it's great if you like use it 99% of the time in handheld mode, and you want to.
True. For all the indie games, it's going to be pretty handy having a proper D-pad.
Yeah, for sure.
Moving along, a story from Kotaku. Switch owners say third-party docks are bricking their consoles. Yeah. I had heard this through Reddit and other sources, and I just wasn't sure if it was just like people who had Switches who, the USB ports on the bottom of the Switch happened to like just be faulty and stop working and whatnot. But I kept hearing like there's multiple third-party docks. Like Nioh makes one. There's a bunch of no-name ones from China. And of course, they're all like alternatives to like the giant bulky Nintendo one, which is like super expensive.
Yep.
So I was kind of investigating this route because I'm like, oh man, I want to play like Tetris and some of the games I have with my wife in the living room. If I had another dock, I could just like bloop, and here we go, multiplayer. Bob's your uncle. We're off to the races.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want to buy a Nintendo dock because they were so expensive.
Yeah.
And basically, I heard that these things had been breaking people's systems, so I was just quite hesitant. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to wait.
Apparently, this has something to do with the 5.0 update.
Yeah, that's what it says here, and Nintendo has said that it...
So Nintendo issued a statement to Kotaku recommending that Switch owners only buy officially licensed Switch products, adding unlicensed products and accessories do not undergo Nintendo's testing and evaluation processes. They might not work at all with their game systems, and they could have compatibility problems with certain games.
Yeah, so hearing the likelihood that maybe I would break my Switch, I just never ended up buying one. It's like, well, maybe Nintendo will make a better, slimmer version down the road or something that's easier to pack around. Because like I've actually packed my dock to on trips with me. So
yeah, like it's interesting. Like Nintendo's not saying much. A Nioh representative said that they are aware of the issue some portable dock kit owners are facing after updating the firmware, although further testing is required to determine the exact root cause of the problem. We believe it is related to the way the Switch handles AV output for an external TV monitor while the console is docked on the portable docking kit. So apparently they're working on a solution, and they're willing to replace the malfunctioning products. But it's really weird to me that this is even an issue, is the part of it that I kind of have a hard time with.
It makes sense, yeah, because it's USB-C.
Well,
but I guess
if you knew anything about USB-C, this actually wouldn't surprise you at all. USB-C is a clusterfuck. Let me just tell you, as somebody that works in IT who deals with this shit every fucking day, USB-C is the biggest clusterfuck in so long, because you have USB-C. So now you have the cable itself is a huge factor suddenly. Whether or not the cable supports charging data, a USB-C cable can support one or the other or both. A USB-C cable can charge and send all kinds of fun stuff like Ethernet, video. It can be DisplayPort compatible, or it might not be DisplayPort compatible. There's all kinds of like actual standards within the standard, and there's no real way for anybody to know whether or not the cable or the device you're buying supports any of it.
Yeah,
it is fucking maddening.
If you're using cheap cables, I can see that's where a problem could be.
Not even cheap cables. Trust me, like this is a perfect example. So I have a laptop for work, USB-C, it uses it to charge, which is fine. It comes with its own charger, all that, right? So you want to buy a dock. So you buy a dock that's a USB-C dock or a Thunderbolt 3 dock in my case. I'm not even going to go there. That's a whole different set of wax, a whole different ball of wax. So my laptop will use, for example, if I plug it into a Dell dock for, a Dell USB 3 dock or USB-C dock, which for all intents and purposes should work fine. Everything works. All the USB ports on the dock work. The Ethernet on the dock works. I can output multiple monitors. They all work. Guess what doesn't work? Charging my device doesn't work. Which then makes my dock essentially useless to me because I don't have a separate charging port on my laptop.
Yeah.
So I have a dock that I have for work for my laptop that works great. I am able to charge and do everything else that I need with it. I can't use it to charge the Dell ones. So all the Dell laptops that we use at work, it will do everything else, but it won't charge them. It's just this kind of stuff that is just totally bizarre to me. Like there should be USB-C as a standard. Like they need to do a way better job.
Easier.
Absolutely, and they have fucked it all up. It's so frustrating. So yeah, so the fact that this is happening kind of doesn't surprise me at all, but at the same time, like, it is still USB-C. I don't know how on earth this is bricking anything. This is kind of what I'm surprised by.
It's kind of weird. Well, once I heard the rumors, I just I hit the brakes on it. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to get one. That's not, to save $50 is not a risk I'm worth taking. Worth taking. I'm not wrecking my Switch, so I just
don't do that.
Hopefully they get it resolved, and hopefully Nintendo comes out with a more affordable dock, because that's annoying.
I wouldn't bet on that part of it, but yeah.
Moving on to PlayStation news. Remember WipEout Omega Collection was getting a VR capability?
Oh, man.
That was announced at PlayStation Expo.
Unless that thing has got really high refresh rate, I feel like that is a real quick way to get real sick real fast.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Wow.
We'll
I
see.
don't know.
We'll see what happens.
Apparently, they're saying it's frame locked at 60 frames a second with motion interpolation incorporated to support the 120 hertz.
It's free, so if you already owned it, I picked up WipEout after this news.
Right.
It was $5 or $10 in anticipation to play it in VR.
Yeah, I'll be super curious. Like that one. Yeah. It's a fast game, and
it's an awesome game.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to see it in VR when they announced it at PSX. I'm like, oh, I'm going to try that. Dragon Quest XI has got a PC and PS4 release date. Switch coming much later. No 3DS version. It is, when is it coming?
Didn't this thing...
It's out in Japan.
Right. Isn't there a 3DS version in Japan as well?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yep. So that version isn't coming over here.
No, not by the looks of it.
Okay.
They're done with the 3DS.
Yeah, right. Except that they keep releasing shit for it.
Oh, September 4th. I'm like, where's the release date? I went past it.
First sentence.
Yeah. It looks pretty cool. I will play Dragon Quest XI.
Oh, interesting. And then they're also saying the Switch version
much
next
later.
year. Yeah.
So 2019 sometime.
Huh.
Some good news. Speaking of PlayStation VR there, PlayStation is now taking a $100 price cut.
On the VR, you mean?
What's that?
On the VR.
Yeah, PSVR, sorry.
Yeah. I was like, PlayStation's taking a $100 price cut on what?
Sorry. The VR headset is taking a $100 price cut. That's permanent. So basically, it's Black Friday prices all day, every day. So $299 American or $379 Canadian for the VR Doom VFR bundle, which is a headset,
pretty dope.
camera, and Doom.
That's pretty sweet.
Disc. And then, of course, the full meal deal, which is the Elder Scrolls Skyrim bundle, $349 American or $449.
And that includes 2 Move controllers, the PSVR demo disc, Skyrim VR, and the camera. So essentially everything you need to do VR.
That's the updated kit that I got at Black Friday prices.
Sweet.
So yeah, that's a pretty fucking good deal.
Yeah, that's awesome.
If you're on the fence,
Yeah, that's definitely coming down a lot.
Now might be a time to buy a
closer
PSVR and then get pissed off at E3 when they announce the new one.
Shh.
I don't know if there's a new one. I'm just now speculating.
Oh. I don't know if they'd segregate their market like that. But
free games for April have been announced. We've got Mad Max for PS4, which is, I hear, a good game that I just downloaded on my Xbox as part of Game Pass. I was going to play it, but probably never will. Because there's too much shit.
Yep.
But that's a pretty rad game. Trackmania Turbo as well for PS4. And then In Space We Brawl, PS3. Toy Home, PS3. 99 Vidas, PlayStation Vita. It's kind of funny. 99 Lives for PlayStation Vita, which is also live. And Qbert Rebooted PlayStation Vita, which is also cross-buy PS3, PS4.
Right.
Vita.
Sweet.
So yeah, those are the April games.
Not
bad.
Super awesome, but not bad.
Mad Max is a good title.
Yeah.
Moving along to Xbox news. Do you remember Hellblade?
I never played it, but I heard good things.
I bought it
won
on
a bunch
the
of
PlayStation
awards.
sale. I won a bunch of awards. It's supposed to be a really cool game. It's sitting on my PlayStation 4 waiting for me to play. Is coming to Xbox One. And it is also coming with an Xbox One X enhanced version. 60 frames per second, 4K resolution, dynamic scaling, and HDR.
Wow.
So that is coming April 11th.
Wow, that is soon.
It came out in August last year on PS4. So that's cool for anyone who missed that game.
Was it out on PC as well?
I think so.
I want to say it was on... Yeah, it's been available on PC and PS4. Yes.
Yeah. We've also got Xbox's Games for Gold for April, which is actually a really good lineup.
Yeah.
On Xbox One, you've got The Witness, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which I really like that game, and I got it from the library, played quite a bit, and then had to take it back and never picked it up again, but
now's your chance.
I might have to now. It was a decent Assassin's Creed. I liked it.
Yeah, I heard good things.
And then we've got Cars 2, which is Xbox 360, obviously back compat on Xbox One. And then Dead Space 2, which is also an excellent game as well. 360 back compat on Xbox One. That's a pretty good month.
That's one of the better ones I've had in a long time.
That is one of the better months for both services in a really long time. That's it for news, my friend. I don't have any public service announcements.
That's all right. That's the way this cookie crumbles sometimes.
For our, I got some free-for-all stuff, though.
Ooh, what do you got? Is it free and is it for all?
It's free and for all.
Awesome.
I got the Detective Pikachu amiibo. I knew it was bigger. It's huge.
I thought we were going to talk about something cool.
It's cool, man.
Really? Amiibo?
Shut up. It's been a while.
All right, I'll give it to you this time.
I just had to mention that it's huge. Like, it's really big. It's pretty big.
Like twice the size of a normal amiibo?
Probably like 3 or 4 times the size of a normal.
Really?
It's bigger than my closed fist.
I mean, you got pretty small hands, so...
If you look at the photo I posted on Twitter, I put a banana on top of the boxer scale. And that's
I was trying to figure out why on earth there was a banana in that photo, to be honest with you. I was like, why? Like, is Pikachu, like, is this for later? Like, was he hungry? Is this your offering? Like, offering to my Pikachu?
I meant to put banana for scale, because that's a Reddit thing. They always compare everything. They always compare everything to bananas on Reddit. So, but I forgot to put that line in there, so he was just had a banana on his head.
Like I said, I thought maybe you were making an offering to the Pikachu gods.
And that's a big banana.
All right.
Anyway, I just had to say I was pretty impressed. I expected it to just be a dinky amiibo, another Pikachu amiibo. And it was huge, and it looks cool. And he's like got this grimacing look in his face, like with his hand up in the air. Stop!
Still an amiibo, though. I'm
watching Justice League.
As in, like, currently?
Yeah. I forgot to talk about it. I'm going to put it on free-for-all here. I posted a picture last week. I've had some weight loss. I started working out. I started doing some exercise. Are you there still?
I'm still here.
We got a Bowflex.
Look at you go.
At the end of January.
Fancy.
And basically, it's maybe been like a month and a half now that I've been using it consistently. At minimum 3 times a week. More like it's kind of been like almost every other day.
Okay.
Between 15 and 20 minutes a day, plus some lifting a little bit of weights. And the carrot on the stick is, if you saw one of my posts a few weeks ago, was it's my Netflix time.
Okay.
So that's actually how I watched Get Out. When I was talking about Get Out, I watched it over like 3 workout sessions.
Weird.
And that's how I've been.
I feel like that would be awesome for me to watch anime. That's not how I want to ingest like a movie, though.
It's been fine because, like, actually, I've been watching Justice League, and I'm almost done Justice League. I think one more workout session, I'll be done Justice League.
Okay.
And I will say the movie seems pretty decent because
Like I said,
because I'm not watching it as a whole. I just watch it as little segments, and they all seem fine. Because you forget about the bad stuff that happened in the last bit.
I don't know.
No, it was really good when I used to work out really good a few years ago. That's how I watched Sword Art online. Because it was perfect. It was like a workout session was like an episode.
Yeah, because they're like 20 minutes, 22 minutes or whatever,
it
right?
was perfect. But anyway, that's neither
here nor there.
Neither here, there, nor there. I watch Netflix while I work out. The thing is I've been working out. I don't see it per se in my face or my like body.
But other people say
my real estate she said I looked thinner.
it's the people that don't see you for a while and then see you again.
Yeah,
the people that see you on a fairly regular basis, it's not as apparent to them, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't seen her in like a year or two.
Right.
So she said something about it, which is like she's only the real person that hasn't seen me in a really long time. But like I've lost about 10 pounds.
That's awesome.
In the first month, I lost 5. And I was kind of discouraged a little bit. I was like, oh man, all this work. I've been making some different choices with my eating habits. Like I wouldn't say I'm on a diet, but instead of 2 creamer-filled, sugar-filled coffees a day, I'm having one.
Yep.
So that's like a 50% reduction in my sugar intake. Right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very simple. Not cold turkey, but a little change that, you know, if you look at it the right way, it's making a difference.
Yeah. Diet is probably the number one thing that can, like, make changes when it comes to stuff like that.
Instead of snacking, I'm having a piece of fruit or just drinking water.
Right.
I'm still eating burgers. I'm still still eating shitty food. But
just maybe not as much of it.
Not as much. And when I have the chance to make choices, it's like, oh, you know, I'm going to pack a salad for lunch tomorrow instead of the sandwich.
Right.
Like I've been consciously like, well, maybe I don't need to have an extra slice of toast or more bread or a reasonable portion of pasta, not like just fill the plate till it's a freaking, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I
was
totally
kind of discouraged because I only lost 5 pounds in the first month, right?
That's good though. You're losing healthy weight.
And I was telling one of my coworkers that I started doing exercise. The one thing I do that I've immediately noticed, I feel better.
That's good.
I feel more energetic, and I just feel better. Like I'll be honest, in January after the holidays, I think I just literally felt run down and like shit every day. Just like, I need a Monster. I need an energy drink. I need more trash in my body to like make me pretend and feel better.
Right.
But ever since I've been doing this, I've been doing a lot less of that like sugar crashing, pigging out. And I just generally feel better. I feel better in the morning. I feel better through the day. In the afternoon, I'm not like exhausted. So there's that energy thing that it was the most noticeable thing to me. And I've been regular. Like I've been like, some days I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, nope, you have to do it. And it's not,
that's key, man.
It's not so hard now that we're 2 months in. And so, like I said about the 5 pounds thing, at first, like, oh man, I don't see it. I feel it, but I didn't feel it. So it's kind of discouraging. One of my coworkers, he's like, well, yeah, it's 5 pounds a month. He's like, that's 60 pounds in a year. That's fucking huge. And I'm like, oh.
But when they put it like that, that's pretty smart.
And that's what he said. He's like, you're looking at it wrong. He's like, look at it like
look
this.
Big
and it's
picture.
He's like, look at it in this amount of time, and that's huge. He's like, if you can keep doing 5 pounds, he's like, how much do you want to lose? He's like, well, I want to lose 20, 25. He's like, well, man, you're going to lose that in like 4 months.
Yep.
He's like, so like, I didn't think of that. Like, to me, it's like, oh, I lost 5 pounds, right? And it's like, well, yeah, it doesn't seem like much, but when he made me look at it a different way, I'm like, oh, I am succeeding. I am feeling better. And here we are at almost 2 months. And then, yeah, like I would constantly weigh around 185.
Right.
I'd fluctuate between 182 and 185.
I don't own a scale, so I'm not really sure what I weigh.
And now I'm fluctuating around 172 and 175. So, and
that's awesome.
And I feel better. And man, it's not like not going to the gym. I'm doing it at home. It's like I said, it's only like 20 to 30 minutes every other day. Worst case scenario, it's been 3 days a week, but it's something.
Right.
And plus, I guess the little combination of other changes that I'm making or just better choices. But like I said, I'm not doing like a crazy diet or anything. I'm just, okay, maybe I won't have a second soda. Maybe I don't, you know
or
what I mean?
Maybe I skip the soda. Yeah. No, man, it's so, like sugar intake is huge. Like it's amazing. I know a while ago when I had an opportunity to, like, I just had time and et cetera, et cetera. Anyways, one of the things that I noticed was I cut back on my sugar huge, and I stopped eating after 8 p.m. at night.
Yeah, I don't eat late at night either.
That was a big one, and just changing those two things, and then starting my day off with a meal in the morning, like actually eating breakfast.
Eating breakfast
was huge.
Is pretty important. That's one of the other big changes I've been doing. I'm not perfect at it, but like I've been eating fruit and yogurt in the morning, whereas I would eat nothing.
Yeah, that's the thing that I have that is hard for me is that if I eat in the morning, like if I eat breakfast in the morning, like right away when I wake up, because like I get up like about an hour before I gotta go to work, or leave for work, and if I was to probably eat in that time, part of it is just my body's not used to it, but like I would probably feel ill and maybe even see it again. Like that's just my body's like, whoa, what the fuck are you doing?
Usually
like,
not hungry in the morning because I drink coffee.
Yep, that's the other part of it for sure. Coffee makes you not want to eat food. So, but yeah, no, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that. So like, if anyone's out there thinking of doing it, like, I don't think you have to go buy a Bowflex. You could probably just run around the block for 20 minutes. Just get your heart rate up, break a sweat. Make a couple healthy choices. You don't have to freaking go. If I went crazy like hour-long workout, I'd probably have twice the results that I'm seeing, if not even more. But it's like, I don't have time for that, right? So I'm sneaking in what I can, and I'm just being consistent. That's the most important thing. Yep. And it was super hard at first, and now it's just kind of like, I gotta do my workout, my exercise, and just knowing that I feel better and that I have lost some weight, like where I am now, I'm like, oh man, it's totally worth it. I just gotta keep up with it, keep going. So anyway, not really video game related, but that's why it's in the free for all section.
Yeah.
And then, I'm getting in shape because I'm gonna need to run away from Dana next time I see him, because he's probably gonna kill me.
Nah, he's gotten over that.
Yeah, so magically your boy Rico's going to E3 again.
Yeah, you're a fucker.
Not really magically. My man Joel, who I made friends with at E3 last year, has offered me up his couch, which is, around here at Geekoholics Anonymous Inc., as much as everyone may think we're rolling around in dough, we ain't got no CBS or IGN or Ziff Davis money to fly us around the world and pay for us to go to these events. So it comes out of our own pockets. And E3, it's far away. It can be quite expensive.
Yeah.
So having a dope-ass friend allow me to stay at their place definitely makes it possible. And then my amazing wife, who I don't know what
said it was cool.
I don't know what she said. Well, it's always cool. I could do whatever I want. But like, what was really cool, I don't know what she's done. She's done something. I'll figure it out. She offered me up to use our frequent flyer miles.
Oh, I see.
So I got a place to stay. I don't have to pay for a plane ticket, which even makes it even better. So yeah, essentially the only expenses is going to be food, Disneyland ticket, and whatever shit I buy. So I'm pretty stoked. And with more than a week's notice, I'll probably get quite a few appointments this time compared to last year.
Now you've got the time and you know what's going on.
Yeah, so I might be able to get into the Sony press conference this year because I'll be there in time for that.
Very nice, dude.
Which is pretty sweet because those are fun.
Fair enough. That's pretty dope.
Actually, last year was quite impressive with a week's notice, the amount of appointments I was able to make because I did get to see all the major stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you managed to do all right with such a small, short notice that we had.
And they also have they have extra hours this year. The show is longer. It's not an extra day.
Right.
It goes a lot later. It starts earlier and goes later. It goes to like 7 o'clock at night.
That's to offset those 3 hours in the morning that they give to all you
like
press
3
people.
hours in the morning for media and industry. So
right.
So there's no public. I don't know how many public people they did this year. It's going to be really interesting to see how they change the show floor, knowing how crazy it was last year. I'm pretty sure everyone will make accommodations for that this year.
Yeah, I'll be really curious to see sort of how that works out.
They got the Coliseum and the panels going again. Microsoft's got their huge event, which we talked about last week or the week before at the Microsoft Theater.
Right.
That'll be cool to see as well. Because that's going to move a lot of stuff into another part of the venue. So, like I said last year, just make more space and more demos. Like, it'll be interesting to see if anyone actually does that. I'm pretty stoked. Yeah, tickets bought, and yeah, I've got the time off, so that's happening.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, if anyone's going to E3, you're going to be there, let me know. We'll definitely have to meet up. I'll have to track down and meet up a bunch of people down there.
Sweet.
Sneak a Disney visit in as well.
There you go.
I'm going to say, Dane, with that being said, we have a show.
Another one in the bag.
Yeah, episode 149. You can follow me on Twitter at RickF, no KRICF.
You can always come bug me on Twitter at Dane Cody at DAYNECODY.
Remember to subscribe to us on youtube.com/Geekoholics. Like us on Facebook.com/Geekoholics. We're also on Instagram, Geekoholics, and Twitter, Geekoholics as well. If you found us through our Facebook video, you can subscribe to our podcast through Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, and or use our RSS link, which is all over the place, and use any I think you can just search us in any popular podcasting app and we'll come up if you look up Geekoholics Anonymous or just even Geekoholics. I'm pretty sure it's the first thing to pop up. We appreciate if you leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or iTunes. That would be fantastic. And next episode is 150.
Woo!
I think we passed the 3-year mark of doing this show.
I believe you are correct.
I've got something special planned for next week.
Ooh.
Not really special, but kind of special. We'll see. So
way to take the wind out of my sails.
You better tune in next week. Because it's going to take user participation in what I have planned.
Sweet. I like it.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everyone. And until next week, we are out.
Love you all.
Peace.